With a voice that could stir the soul and shake the rafters, Tom Jones rose from modest beginnings to become an international sensation. Yet behind the curtain of fame lay a trail of shattered promises, fleeting love affairs, and deep personal sorrow. Having sold over 100 million records, he became a global heartthrob, with a reputation for romantic escapades, including an affair with a former Miss World and an unacknowledged son from a brief liaison. In his later years, a heartbreaking loss forced him to confront the hollowness behind the glamour. Could the strength of his voice truly hide a lifetime of regret? Stay with us as we uncover the untold story of Tom Jones. Tom Jones, born Thomas John Woodward on June 7, 1940, began life at 57 Kingsland Terrace in Treforest, Wales. His father, Thomas Woodward, worked the coal mines, while his mother, Frida Jones, brought a touch of Welsh heritage into their mostly English lineage. From a young age, music was his escape, his voice a staple at family events, weddings, and school halls alike. He attended Wood Road infant and junior schools, followed by Pontypridd Central Secondary Modern. But even his natural talent couldn't shield him from life's early trials. At just 12 years old, he was struck by tuberculosis, confining him to his bed for 2 long years. It was a period filled with isolation and fear, yet through the crackling sounds of the radio, his love for music deepened. He also turned to drawing to pass the time, channeling his creativity while he recovered. As his strength returned, so did his drive. Inspired by the music that had lifted his spirits, he began performing under the name Tom Jones. But his path wasn't immediately glamorous. Expectations to follow his father into the coal mines loomed, so he supported himself through various odd jobs, from construction sites to glove factories, all while holding tight to his musical ambitions. At night, everything changed. Fronting a local band, Tommy Scott and the Senators, he found his true calling. His powerful baritone began to cut through the noise of the working men's clubs, a raw, emotional force that few could ignore. In 1963, everything changed when Gordon Mills, a savvy manager, saw him perform. Recognizing the diamond beneath the rough, Mills gave him a sleek new identity, Tom Jones, a name inspired by the 1963 film of the same name. With a recording deal from Decca Records in 1964, things were looking up. Yet his first single, Chills and Fever, barely made a splash. It wasn't until offshore pirate radio stations picked up his next track, It's Not Unusual, that the tide truly turned. By early 1965, his voice was inescapable. The song shot to #1, won in the UK and broke into the US top 10, cementing Jones as a key figure in the British invasion. Soon, Hollywood came knocking. In 1965 alone, he belted out theme songs for blockbuster films like the James Bond epic Thunderball and the quirky hit What's New Pussycat. That same year, he met Elvis Presley at Paramount Studios, a meeting that sparked a friendship lasting years. By 1966, he had won the Grammy for Best New Artist, the crown on a whirlwind rise. But the excitement didn't last forever. As the 1960s faded, so did the initial frenzy around Jones. But Gordon Mills, always a step ahead, helped steer him in a new direction, from raw soul to a more polished, romantic crooner. Tracks like I'll Never Fall in Love Again, 1967, I'm Coming Home, 1967, and Delilah, 1968, helped him remain a chart fixture even as tastes evolved. Las Vegas soon became his home base. His 1967 debut at the Flamingo Hotel electrified the Strip. The modest suits gave way to open shirts and form-fitting pants, oozing sex appeal. Jones returned to Vegas stages annually until 2011, his thunderous voice reverberating through the casinos. Jones's fame also extended to the small screen. His variety show, This Is Tom Jones, aired from 1969 to 1971, reaching viewers on both sides of the Atlantic and earning him a Golden Globe nomination in 1970. A second variety show, simply titled Tom Jones, ran from 1980 to 1981, but ended in legal disputes over unpaid royalties, battles that haunted him for years. Throughout the 1970s, Jones remained a tireless performer, touring with groups like Quiet Elegance and the Blossoms. He churned out hits like She's a Lady and Say You'll Stay Until Tomorrow, the latter even scoring him a number. One country hit in the U.S. in 1976. His presence on television persisted, from co-starring in London Bridge Special, 1972, with Jennifer O'Neill, to attempting a film career with a role in the planned 1976 film Yakov Wald, though that project collapsed due to financial issues. His official acting debut came with Pleasure Cove in 1979, a failed pilot for a TV series. Still, he made numerous guest appearances, including Fantasy Island, and sang alongside stars like Raquel Welch. In the early 1980s, Tom Jones pivoted to country music, finding success in the genre, though the shift didn't resonate as strongly with UK audiences. A major turning point came in 1986 with the death of his longtime manager and mentor, Gordon Mills. It was then that his son, Mark, stepped up to guide his career, leading to an unexpected revival. By 1987, Jones had returned to the UK charts with A Boy From Nowhere. A year later, he stunned fans with a daring rendition of Prince's Kiss in collaboration with Art of Noise. The track performed well in both the UK and US, and its stylish MTV video introduced him to a new, younger generation. The performance even earned him an MTV Video Music Award for Breakthrough Video. Fame opened countless doors. Jones received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and collaborated with musical heavyweights like Van Morrison, further solidifying his legacy. Never one to take himself too seriously, he embraced pop culture, appearing at iconic events like the Glastonbury Festival and making lighthearted cameos on hit shows like The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, 1993, and The Simpsons, 1992. In 1993, he signed with Interscope Records and scored a hit with If I Only Knew. His charismatic presence was also on full display when he hosted the MTV Europe Music Awards the following year. Then came his sultry version of You Can Leave Your Hat On for the 1997 film The Full Monty, showing off his sensual flair once again. His 1999 album Reload was a major triumph, featuring star-studded collaborations with artists like the Cardigans and Robbie Williams. It shot to the top of the UK charts, and its sizzling single Sex Bomb reminded the world that Jones still had his signature swagger. The 2000s brought even more high-profile moments. He rang in the new millennium by performing at President Bill Clinton's glamorous New Year's Eve event in Washington, D.C. That same powerful voice later energized Australia's National Rugby League with a rousing promotional anthem. Accolades followed. Jones earned multiple Brit Awards, including Best British Male and Outstanding Contribution to Music. Always looking ahead, he teamed up with producer Wyclef Jean for the experimental album Mr. Jones, proving his musical versatility remained intact even after decades in the spotlight. In 2004, he joined VH1's Divas concert, sharing the stage with legends like Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight. Despite global fame, Tom never lost touch with his Welsh heritage. In 2005, he returned to Pontypridd for an emotional hometown concert, his first in over 40 years. That same year, the BBC named him Wales's wealthiest entertainer. His momentum continued through collaborations, including a notable partnership with Australian singer John Farnham. But the crowning honor came in 2006 when Queen Elizabeth II knighted him. Officially Sir Tom Jones, he remained as dynamic as ever, performing at the 2007 concert for Diana alongside Joss Stone and Aerosmith's Joe Perry. His music became a fixture at high-profile boxing events, aligning his commanding vocals with the energy of the ring. Later albums like 24 Hours marked new creative phases, driven by a touring schedule that rivaled performers half his age. With every show and award, it became clear. The flame inside Tom Jones was far from burning out. The new decade saw a dramatic shift. His 2010 album, Praise and Blame, dove into blues and gospel, spotlighting his deep, expressive voice. Covers of Bob Dylan and John Lee Hooker classics brought new dimension to his artistry, enhanced by contributions from musicians like Booker T. However, the project faced internal backlash. Leaked emails showed Island Records executive David Sharp dismissing the album as a sick joke. Outraged, Jones doubled down, delivering a fierce performance of Burning Hell on Friday night with Jonathan Ross. The album debuted at #1, 2 on the UK charts, silencing critics and reinforcing his artistic integrity. By then, Jones had sold over 100 million records, a staggering achievement that spoke volumes about his enduring global appeal. In 2010, he performed at the Help for Heroes concert at Twickenham Stadium and made a guest appearance on The Late Show with David Letterman. He also lent his voice to actor Hugh Laurie's debut blues album and appeared on Laurie's music-centric show, Perspectives. In 2011, he graced the stage of American Idol, singing alongside rising talent and proving his relevance yet again. In 2012, he joined forces with Jack White of the White Stripes for the gritty single Evil. The release, pressed on tricolor vinyl, paid homage to Spiller's Records in Cardiff, the world's oldest record store and a place Jones had frequented in his youth. The 2010s ushered in another high point in visibility thanks to his role as a coach on The Voice UK. His mentee, Leanne Mitchell, won the show's first season, showcasing his ability to nurture new talent. However, his tenure wasn't without drama. In 2015, the BBC abruptly ended his contract with just 24 hours' notice, a decision that left him blindsided and publicly disappointed. Tom Jones expressed particular frustration not about the changes at The Voice UK itself, but about the lack of basic courtesy shown by BBC executives. After 4 years of commitment to the show, he wasn't offered a respectful conversation or given any collaborative input. He was simply told he was out. It was the impersonal, last-minute nature of the decision that left him most disappointed. While Tom acknowledged that television shows evolve and change, he had expected a degree of professionalism and respect that he felt was absent in this case. In a statement on social media, he made sure to praise the show's dedicated production team and the talented contestants he had mentored. His remarks reflected more than just frustration over losing a role. It was clear he had truly invested in the show and cared deeply about its mission. He closed his message with a bittersweet goodbye, wishing the program continued success. Fans were understandably upset by his sudden departure. Tom had brought something special to the coaching panel. His decades of experience, seasoned perspective, and authentic musicality set him apart from other judges. But he wasn't done creating. His album, Spirit in the Room, offered powerful interpretations of tracks by music legends like Paul McCartney and Leonard Cohen. He even explored acting, starring in the one-off drama King of the Teds. That same year, Tom returned to the spotlight in a major way, performing Delilah at the Queen's Diamond Jubilee concert outside Buckingham Palace. His voice thundered across the crowds, reinforcing his status as a national icon. He became a familiar presence at high-profile festivals like V Festival and BBC Radio 2's Live in Hyde Park. In a surprise twist, he even opened for Morrissey during a US show in 2014. Later that year, he joined Ed Sheeran to headline the Australian Football League's Grand Final, yet another sign of his enduring cross-generational appeal. In 2015, Tom completed his deeply personal album trilogy with Long Lost Suitcase, a companion piece to his autobiography. With producers like Ethan Johns, he reimagined classics from the Rolling Stones and Hank Williams. That year also saw him maintain his long-standing tradition of supporting BBC's children in need, and he closed out 2015 with a soulful duet with Paul Weller on Jools Holland's annual Hootenanny. The following year, The Voice UK welcomed Tom back as a coach for the 2017 season. In 2018, he embarked on a massive summer tour, though illness and weather caused several shows to be cancelled. He remained a staple of Jools Holland's Hootenanny, collaborating with talents like Celeste in 2021. That same year, he released Surrounded by Time, another covers album that showcased his unrelenting artistry. A standout moment came in 2022 on The Voice UK when Tom delivered a heart-wrenching performance of I Won't Crumble With You If You Fall. He dedicated the song to his late wife, drawing strength from words she had shared during her cancer battle. The performance resonated deeply, rocketing to the top of iTunes charts and becoming a moving tribute to love and loss. Despite his reputation as a ladies' man, Tom's most enduring relationship was with his childhood sweetheart, Linda. Their love story began in the Welsh valleys, where they grew up just 200 yards apart. They met at age 12, and by 14 they were timing their grocery runs just to catch glimpses of each other. What began as a teenage romance took a serious turn when Linda became pregnant. The young couple, both just 16, married on March 2, 1957, at the Pontypridd Register Office. Their son Mark was born shortly after. Linda, a drapery shop assistant at the time, believed fiercely in her husband's talent. It was she who encouraged Tom to chase his dreams, supporting him as he fronted his early band, Tommy Scott and the Senators. Even after he adopted the stage name Tom Jones, taken from a popular film, Linda never doubted him. However, as Tom's fame soared, so did the temptations. Tom later admitted to numerous affairs during his peak years, some of which nearly ended his marriage. One of the most notable was with Mary Wilson of the Supremes. Their relationship began during a 1968 U.S. tour and lasted 2 years. Linda's suspicions were aroused when Mary flew to the UK while Tom was performing in Bournemouth. Their affair wasn't without drama. One story suggests Mary narrowly avoided a confrontation with Linda after sneaking out of Tom's apartment. In an unexpected twist, Linda and Mary eventually formed a friendship. Mary became close to the family and even knew their son Mark. She and Tom remained friends until her passing in 2021. Becoming a father at 16 was a life-changing moment for Tom. The birth of Mark forced him to grow up quickly, giving him a sense of purpose and responsibility. Their relationship evolved into something more like brothers than father and son, due in part to their small age gap and shared life experiences. In 1986, Mark became Tom's manager, a move that dramatically reshaped his father's career. Mark had a unique understanding of Tom's ambitions and worked to reinvent his image, helping him move beyond the tuxedo-wearing crooner image. Tom often credits his son with knowing what's in his heart, a deep trust that has powered both their professional and personal bond. However, their dynamic isn't without controversy. Allegations have surfaced suggesting that Mark, just 3 years older than Tom's former mistress, Charlotte Laws, may have been involved in facilitating encounters for his father while managing his career. While these claims have not been confirmed, they cast a shadow over an otherwise successful partnership. Still, Tom Jones's legacy is undeniable. With an estimated net worth of around $300 million, he's built a life of luxury that few artists can match, a true testament to his talent, resilience, and lasting star power. Financial stability didn't always come easy. In 1974, high tax rates in the UK forced Tom Jones to make a major life decision: move his family to the United States and adopt tax exile status. Their journey led them to Los Angeles, where they scored an incredible real estate deal, a grand mansion in the exclusive Eastgate area of Bel Air. This wasn't just any property. It had once belonged to Hollywood legend Dean Martin, giving their new home a glamorous legacy. In 1976, Tom and his wife Linda reportedly purchased the home for $500,000, a significant investment at the time. But years later, in 1998, Nicolas Cage bought the same property for a jaw-dropping $6.469 million, proving just how much its value had soared. Despite the sunny climate and luxurious surroundings, Linda never fully embraced life in America. Her heart remained tied to their homeland. Sadly, illness stopped them from moving back while she was still alive. But before she passed, Linda made Tom promise that he'd return to London one day. They also owned a spacious 8,100-square-foot villa in the Mulholland Estates neighborhood. After Linda's death, Tom sold both the villa and an adjacent lot for a combined $1.28 million. He eventually returned to the UK, settling into a London apartment that offered the comfort and familiarity he had missed. One of the most treasured friendships in Tom's life was with Elvis Presley. The two first met in 1965 on the set of Paradise, Hawaiian Style, and instantly connected. Their friendship was deep and enduring. They often spent nights singing together in Elvis's iconic Las Vegas suite, bonding over their shared love for music. In fact, it was Tom's energetic stage presence that reignited Elvis's desire to perform live. After attending one of Tom's shows, Elvis admitted he was inspired to make his legendary comeback in Vegas. Tom's influence helped bring Elvis back to his fans after a string of lackluster film roles. Their relationship extended beyond music. They frequently visited each other's homes, attended concerts together, and simply enjoyed being in each other's company. Years later, Tom recalled a memorable moment. After watching Chuck Berry perform, Elvis turned to him and declared, "Now that's the real king of rock and roll." It was a humble nod from one icon to another. Tom continues to honor his musical heroes in his performances, often covering classics like Great Balls of Fire and Johnny B. Good as a tribute to artists like Elvis and Chuck Berry who shaped rock and roll. Elvis's untimely death in 1977 brought an end to their friendship, but the memories clearly remain etched in Tom's heart. Fast forward to 2017, a surprising new chapter began for Tom. He found companionship with Priscilla Presley, Elvis's former wife. Their relationship made headlines, not just because of their shared connection to Elvis, but also because of their status as icons in their own right. But Priscilla is far more than Elvis's widow. She's a successful actress, savvy entrepreneur, and the force behind a popular fragrance line. Their mutual respect for the entertainment world laid the foundation for their bond. Despite their age gap, Tom being 84 and Priscilla 78, they've discovered a connection that seems both genuine and enduring. The couple doesn't shy away from the spotlight. They often attend events and walk red carpets together, their warm smiles and body language revealing a deep affection. They support each other's work, frequently showing up for each other's performances, a clear sign of commitment. One of the most heartwarming aspects of their relationship is the blessing they've received from their families. Tom's son, Mark Woodward, has publicly expressed his happiness about his father's relationship, appreciating the joy Priscilla brings into his life. That kind of family approval likely helps the couple maintain peace and focus on their relationship without distractions. As of 2024, Tom and Priscilla appear content to simply enjoy the moment. Rather than rushing into anything, they seem focused on building memories and living life day by day. Maybe that's the secret to their happiness, embracing the now rather than chasing milestones. In late 2023, fans became concerned when Tom appeared on The Voice with a noticeable mark on his face. Social media lit up with worried comments urging him to get it checked. Ever the professional, Tom didn't let it disrupt his work. Later, he subtly addressed the concern by sharing a performance clip online, quietly reassuring fans that he was aware and taking care of it. Tom is no stranger to health struggles. At 83, he's been open about the challenges that come with aging, including undergoing 2 hip replacements. Before the first surgery, even singing a few songs left him winded. Determined to stay on stage, he made serious changes, including a significant weight loss to reduce the strain on his joints. At one point, he couldn't even fit into his stage outfits, a sobering wake-up call for someone who's always been stylish. While he keeps some aspects of his health private, Tom has been proactive about his well-being, scheduling surgeries around tours and adapting his lifestyle to remain active. Today, Tom Jones is thriving, still performing, still inspiring, and still living with purpose. At 83, he's not slowing down.